photos. How hard was that to help complete the story? Talk a little bit about that work towards this series.
Yeah, well, this is actually something that for me is very painful, in a way. Once upon a time, if you go back to the 1940s and the 1950s and the 1960s, whatever, to have a film camera, let's say, and go film something, in the 1950s, moving images, it was very expensive. And most Mexican Americans did not have access to that technology. And even still cameras, okay? I mean, I don't know about you, but in my family, I have like 2 photographs of my great-grandparents, and that's it. That's all. Because getting a photograph was like a huge deal. It was enormously expensive. And we had no money. And so people who had that technology and access to those resources tend to be wealthier, right, or connected to corporations and businesses and things, and those tended to be white people. And they tended, and when you have an expensive technology, you tend to record things that you think are important. So you therefore don't record things that you feel are unimportant. And so they didn't go. It was very rare to go into the barrio and film Mexicans, because we weren't even called Mexican Americans back then. And so you try to go back and try to find visual imagery of our presence in this country, and it's extraordinarily difficult. It almost doesn't exist. It's like going through and just trying to find little scraps that you have to try to piece together. It's really hard and it's heartbreaking. But I'll tell you something, without an image, it's as though you never existed. Right? You fall into the dustbin of history, and then you fall into the dustbin of amnesia, and then you disappear from memory, and then generations hence will say, Mexican Americans, what did they do? They did nothing. There are no photographs, there's nothing of them. And so literally trying to find, say, for example, moving footage of Latinos in World War II, extraordinarily difficult. We found some though, and it's like gold, And so I guess my hope is that by making these films, and now these stories are preserved in some way or another, generations hence, if we go, it's like taking a time capsule and lobbing it into the future. 50 years, 100 years, 500 years from now, we will have these documents. Our ancestors, our progeny will have these stories, and they will know what we did to shape this country and what we went through, and we will be a living people. And I think there's nothing greater than that. That's like such a reward.
I hope so too. Although my hope is that